Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to code in R using just your terminal. So we don't need to use RStudio or any other program like that. We're just going to open up our terminal and start coding. So let's jump right in. I'm using a MacBook, but if you're using Linux or a Windows computer, it should be pretty much the same. And I'm also assuming that you already have R downloaded. If you don't, that's no problem. I'll include a couple links on how to do that. But if you do have it installed, fantastic. Let's open up terminal and get started. So here's my terminal window. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. So coding in R in terminal is actually very simple. If you have R installed, all you need to do to code directly in the terminal is type out R like that and click enter. And it should pretty much open up a brand new R session. At this point, you'll see details on the type of R version you're using. I'm using version 4.3.1, which is from last year. I probably should update it, but I haven't yet. And you can start coding right away in the terminal. So let's print hello world. And there you go. So it's pretty simple. If you want to do something more complex and you want to save it in an R script, you can do that as well. And you can run the script in your terminal to make sure that it's working. So we have an R session open right here. We want to exit that and then actually run an R script. So what I'm going to do is click quit or type out the word quit with brackets. And it'll ask you if you want to save your workspace image. I don't. So let's type out no. And we're back to square one. So now that we know how to run our code, let's go ahead and open up an R script and run it directly in the terminal. Okay, so we have an R session open here, an RStudio session. I'm going to create a completely new R script and I'm just going to create a simple statement, a simple print statement that says, this is how you can run an R script in terminal. I'm going to save this to my desktop and then we can run it directly from there. So let's click File, Save As, and I'll save it to my desktop. Okay, so I saved it. It's called sample.r. Let's go back to the terminal and run it from there. Okay, so I want to run my R script that I just wrote. Let's clear the console by typing out the word clear. Obviously, if you have Linux or Windows, it might be slightly different, but it's nice to have a clean window sometimes when you're doing things like this. And I know that my script is saved in my desktop folder, so let's navigate to the desktop and find our script. So cd desktop and ls to see all my files. So I have a data folder, I have a sample data folder, I have a folder called stuff, just full of random things, and then there's my script. So I know that it's saved in the right spot, and I know that my terminal has directed us to the right spot. If I want to run sample.r, all I need to do is type out R script and the name of my R script. So let's run that. And you can see my string here, this is how you can run R script in terminal, matches what I have in my RStudio window. So that means that it ran correctly, it ran without any issue. If I create an additional line of code with just random nonsense and then save that, we can try running it again in the terminal by typing out the same thing, and you can see object nonsense is not found. So you can run your script in the terminal and it'll return errors and issues with your script exactly as it would in RStudio. So it's really helpful, and once you get used to using the terminal, it's no different than using any sort of RStudio software or something like that, or anything like that. If you want to take this a step further and actually create your R script directly in terminal, I can show you how to do that. So let's clear the window here. Okay, so let's type out Nano, which is a way to create new files using terminal, and we're going to call our brand new R script sample2.r. So let's click enter, and you'll see it opens up a window that looks like this. this is where you can type out whatever you want in your R script. So again, I'm going to do a simple print statement just to show you how it works. And I'm going to just write out, this is another way to code in R. Also, hello. Okay, so I typed out a print statement. I want to save it. You can see, you can't just click and save it like with RStudio, unfortunately, but you can use the shortcuts at the bottom of the terminal window, and typically when you exit this Nano window, it'll ask you if you want to save it. So I'm just going to go ahead and click the up arrow and X, and it'll ask you if you want to save it. I want to save it, obviously, so I'm going to do yes. And then it'll also ask you what you want to save it as. And I know that I want to save it as sample2.r because that's what we had in our initial argument. So I'm going to click enter, and that's that. You created a new R script directly in terminal. Let's take a look and make sure it's on our desktop. So list, and there it is, sample2.r. Let's run the R script in terminal and make sure that it's working. R script sample2.r and click enter. There you can see it. This is another way to code in R, also hello. So yay for us. And that's how you can work with R using nothing but a terminal. Good luck.